Students, now we discuss about the backpropagation part 3 video. Now we calculate the value for e power minus y1. Okay, so what is the equation for y1 final? Y1 final equal to 1 by 1 plus e power minus y1. Okay, I need the value for e power minus y1. So I am changing this side to here, that is 1 plus e power minus y1 equal to 1 by y1 final. Okay, so I need this value. I am changing this 1 to this side, so it get the negative signature to this side. So e power minus y1 is equal to 1 by y1 final minus 1. Okay, I am taking the LCM for this. This is y1 final, the numerator side 1 minus y1 final. So this is the value for e power minus y1. So this is the equation number 7. And the equation number 6 is, that is dou y1 final divided by dou y1 equal to e power minus y1 into y1 final the whole power 2. So this is the equation number 6. Now I am substituting this 7 value to this e power minus y1. So substitute 7 in 6. Okay, so substitute this value. What you got, that is 1 minus e minus y1 final by y1 final into this is y1 final the whole power 2. Now get this value and finally you got, that is 1 minus y1 final into y1 final. Substitute the value for y1 final. You got, that is finally substitute the value for y1 final. Already we got the value for y1 final. Substitute the value for this and you got that is 0.1868. Okay, so this is the value for dou y1 final divided by dou y1. So this is the equation number 8. Have you understand? Okay, next we find the value for dou y1 divided by dou w5. Okay, the equation for y1 is, you are already known, that is h1 final into w5 plus h2 final into w6 plus b2. Okay, so we partially differentiate this y1 with respect to w5. Finally, this is see this equation here having w5, so this is the coefficient value, that is partially integrate this value, you got the h1 final. Remaining values are get to 0. So substitute the value for h1 final, that is 0.5968. So this is the value for dou y1 divided by dou w5. So this is the equation number 10. I think this is 9 and this is the equation number 10. Okay. Now substitute all the values in the equation number 3. Equation number 3 is dou E total divided by dou W5, because we calculate all the values using this to find this equation. So substitute all the values, 0.7413 into 0.1868 into 0.5968 something. Okay, you got finally, that is 0.082167. So this is the error in W5. Okay, this means error in W5. So this is the equation number 11. Finally, we got the error in W5. Next, we update the weightage for the neuron. Okay, so I want to update the W5 weight, that is I am representing that as W5 nu. Okay, that is the formula is W5 minus eta into dou E total by dou W5. So this is the equation. Substitute the value for W5 and learning rate is 0.5. Already question is given 0.5. So substitute the value for W5, that is 0.40 minus 0.5 into error value, that is 0.082167. Okay, you multiply and simplify this value, you got finally, that is 0.358916. So this is the updated weight I am representing. This is the equation number 12. You do all the same for W6 new, W7 new, W8 new. Okay, you got the value, that is 408666, and this is 0.51130. This is 0.5613. You do the same for all process for 6, 7, 8 also. Okay. For the next, we calculate the value for W1 error using backward pass. Okay. I want to find out the error in W1. That is the formula, that is dou E total divided by dou W1. So I want to find out the value for dou E total by dou W1. That is the same formula. I am expanding this equation, that is dou E total divided by dou H1 final. I am adding this dou H1 here denominator, automatically adds to the numerator also. That is dou H1 final. I am adding dou H1 here also, automatically add dou H1 numerator. Okay. So this is the numerator in the question. Okay. Next, I want to find out each and every one in separate. Okay. So I am mentioning this is the equation number. Last equation we put, that is 12. So this is the equation number 13. Okay. Now I wish find the value for dou E total divided by dou H1 final. Okay. What is the equation for E total? E total equation is 1 by 2 T1 minus Y1 final the whole power 2 plus 1 by 2 T2 minus Y2 final the whole power 2. Now we partially differentiate this equation with respect to H1 final. So we partially differentiate this equation. I want to separate each and every one in different column, that is dou E1 divided by dou H1 final. I am expanding, just representing, this is equation E1 and this is E2. Okay, that is dou E2 divided by dou H1 final. So this is the equation number, this is equation number 14 and this is equation number 15. Okay, now I find the value each and every one in separately, that is dou E1 by dou H1 final, because the question saying here with respect to H1 final, the question also not having the H1 final value. If they are not having H1 final value, means I partially differentiate this equation, automatically get bits to 0. It is 0 means it is not correct. Okay. So I want to elaborate this equation like dou E1 by H1 final, that is dou E1 by, here you just add, that is dou H1 final. I am adding extra one term, that is dou Y1 here also and dou Y1. So this is the equation number 16. You do the same for dou H2 final. That is, dou E2 divided by dou H1, here also dou H1 final. So dou H1 final equal to dou E2. Here also dou H1 final. So I am adding here, that is dou Y2. Here also I am adding dou Y2. This is the equation number 16. This is 17. We will find the value for dou E1 divided by dou Y1. Okay. So there is the equation. I am reframing this equation, that is dou E1 into divided by dou Y1 here. I am adding one term to that is dou Y1 final numerator, automatically add the dou Y1 final in the denominator. This is the equation number 18. Okay. You do the same for dou E2 divided by dou Y2. That is dou E2 divided by, here that is dou Y2. You add the term, that is dou Y2 final numerator and denominator also dou Y2 final. This is the equation number 19. Okay. Now I will find the each and every one in individual, that is dou E1 divided by dou Y1. See this, that is dou E1 divided by dou Y1 final. The term for E1, that is I am writing, that is dou Y by dou Y1 final, and the equation of E1 is 1 by 2 t1 minus y1 final the whole power 2. Okay, into here that is dou y1 final divided by dou y1. Okay, so you partially differentiate this equation with respect to y1 final. I am partially differentiate this equation. You got 1 by 2. Automatically 2 comes to here also. That is true. If I am differentiating with x power n, automatically it will n into x power n minus 1. The same format you follow that. Okay, that is t1 minus y1 final the power 2 power minus 1. And inner side you differentiate with respect to y1 final. This is 0 and this is got minus 1. Okay, into dou y1 final divided by dou y1. Okay, that is dou y1 final divided by dou y1. Okay, you cut this values and you got that is t1 minus y1 final the whole power 1 and here also one negative symbol. Okay, remaining dou y1 final divided by dou y1. Already we got the value for dou y1 final into dou y1 in the 8th equation. You see the value and substitute the value for t1 and substitute the value for y1 final. Finally you got the value that is 0.1384 something. So this is the equation number 20. So I am rewriting this equation 19th equation, that is dou e2 by dou y2. That is I am changing the dou e2 here and dou y2 here. I am adding the additional term, that is dou y2 final numerator and the denominator. Okay, I am writing the equation for dou y2 the e2 here, remaining are dou by dou y2 final. So I am writing this equation. I am partially differentiate this equation with respect to y2 final. 1 by 2, 2 comes to here, that is 2, and here t2 minus y2 final the whole power 1. Remaining again I am differentiating with respect to y2 final, automatically get the negative signature to here. Remainings are dou y2 final divided by dou y2. So this is the equation number, next equation. Okay, now I am rewriting this y2 final 1 by 1 plus e power minus y2. This is the equation number 22. I want to find the value for e power minus 2 and I am just differentiating. This is dou y2 final divided by dou y2. I am differentiating this equation. You got the same for this. I am rewriting this equation, that is e power minus y2. Here 1 by this is. Okay, so this is the value for y2 final, that is y2 final the whole power 2 is here, that is whole power 2. So this is the equation number 23. Next I want to find out the value for d power minus y2. The same method you can follow in the e2 also. Okay, same method you can follow for y2 final, that is 1 by 1 plus e power minus 2. I am taking the LCM, I am changing this side and taking the LCM and I got the value finally e power minus y2 value. This is. Now I am substituting this 24th equation to the 23 equation. Okay, you got that is finally you got substitute the value for this. Finally the value can be cancelled and you substitute the value for y2 final. You got the value for dou y2 final by dou y2. So this is the equation for 25th. Now you can find the value for dou e2 by dou y2. You substitute all the value for here also. You substitute this value. You got finally that is minus 0.03 something. Okay. Next you do the same for dou e1 by dou h1 final. I am rewriting this equation dou e1 divided by dou h1 final. Here I am adding that is dou y1 by dou y1. Okay, here you substitute the value for dou e1 by dou y1. You write the value for y1 to here. This is the equation. Now I am differentiating, partially differentiate the y1 value with respect to h1 final. Here only they are having h1 final value. So this is the value for w5. Remaining terms will get to the values, that is 0. Substitute the value for w5 and add this value to here. You got the value value for finally dou E1 by dou H1 final. This is the equation number 27. I'm writing the 17th equation to here. Dou E2 by dou H1 final. You substitute all the value for here and just partial differentiate, that is dou by dou H1 final. And partially differentiate this equation with respect to H1 final. You got the value for W7 only. Okay. So W7 only. Substitute the value for this. You just multiply this value. You got the value for dou E2 by dou H1 final. So this is the equation number 28. Substitute all the value in the 27 and 28 in the equation number 15. So you got finally dou E total by dou H1 final. This is the equation number 29. Now I want to find out the value for dou H1 final divided by dou H1, that is dou by H1 final equation is 1 by 1 plus e power minus H1 final. So partial differentiate this equation, you got the value. I am rewriting this equation, that is 1 by this is, okay. So this is the equation for H1 final, the whole power 2. I want the value for e power minus H1. So I am writing the equation for H1 final 1 by 1 plus e power minus H1. I am changing this side and adding the, taking the LCM. You got finally e power minus H1 value. This is the same format you may follow in the E1 and E2 also, okay. So this is the equation number 31. Substitute the value for the 31 to the here, okay. So substitute the value for 31. You got get the value can be cancelled. You got the value for dou H1 final divided by dou H1. This is the value for dou H1 final by dou H1. So this is the equation number 32. Okay. Next I want to find out the value for dou H1 by dou W1. So this is the equation for H1. I am just differentiate this equation with respect to W1. So here only W1 term will be gone. So remaining also takes as a zeros. Okay. So x1 only you consider as here. Substitute the value for x1. This is the value for dou H1 by dou Y1. You substitute all the values in the equation number 13. You got the value for error in W1. So this dou E total by dou W1. So this is the value for final value. Next we have to update the weight for W1, that is W1 nu equal to W1 minus eta into dou E total by dou W1. So eta value is 0.5. Substitute all the values to here. You got the value for W1 to W2, W3, W4, all the same methods. Okay. I think students have you all understand that. If you any doubt, just comment in section. Thank you. Thank you for.